Hey Claire, how are ya? What's up?
Hey Lindsay, well, to be honest, something is up. My weight. I've just been really dissatisfied with the fat on my body. I feel like it just won't go away.
Wait, that's crazy that you should mention that. I just started my job as a cool sculpting rep. Do you have stubborn fat that you just can't seem to get rid of?
Yes.
And no matter how hard you try, it just won't go away?
Yes.
You should try cool sculpting. Cool sculpting is an FDA-cleared, non-invasive procedure that targets fat by freezing and killing the fat cells.
Wait, so you're telling me there's a procedure that will help me lose fat and I don't have to do anything at all?
Yes, all you have to do is sit through a painless procedure and the fat will disappear in the coming weeks. This could be your beginning of the journey to a slimmer you. The results are proven, noticeable, and lasting, so you'll look great from every angle. And the procedure is mostly done on women, catered to you.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, Lindsay. This all sounds a little too good to be true. What do you mean the results are proven?
Well, we have plenty of peer-reviewed research articles to prove it.
Oh, great. Where can I access those? I want to make sure that I'm up to date on the literature on the subject before just diving right in.
Yes, of course. We want you, as the client, to have full access to everything written about cool sculpting. Just look on our website. We have links to hundreds of papers showing you that cool sculpting is safe, effective, and worth your while.
Wow, that's so great. Usually fat loss gimmicks aren't actually proven by science, and they don't publish any of the literature on the subject. Oh, hey, wait. Didn't you just say I could have access to hundreds of papers via your website?
Absolutely.
Well, even though I clicked on where it said hundreds of papers, I can only access a few of them in full text. I can see summaries of a few of them, and I can read the abstracts of a few others. This is false advertising. Luckily, I'm not the average Joe. I was a psychology major at Furman University, but if I was, I would have blindly accepted that as proof that this all works. How am I supposed to analyze the methods of the study, or know that it was even summarized accurately by your website?
Well, can't you just trust me?
No, not really. If I'm going to spend money on this, I need to know that what I'm doing actually works. Oh yeah, that brings up another point. How much does all this cost?
Well, it depends. Anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000, depending on where you get the treatment done and how many sessions your clinician determines is best.
Wow, that's pretty steep. And it varies based on who is recommending you for this procedure, meaning that the clinician gets to decide how many rounds I would do, knowing that more rounds equals more money?
Yes, referral goes on a case-by-case basis.
Interesting. I definitely see some conflicts of interest with that method. But anyways, back to the proof. Since I can't access the articles myself, what proof is there that this works?
Well, a review of the preclinical and clinical literature was conducted on cool sculpting by Avram and Harry to determine how efficacious and safe it was in both animal and human models. Results from this literature review that showed that cool sculpting was indeed efficacious for the spot removal of fat cells in specific tissue areas, and that the fat reduction occurred gradually over a 2 to 4 month period post-treatment. Also, no negative side effects were found, and the ones that were so minor.
All that sounds great and all, but this literature review only included 2 studies, one of which only used 36 participants. Also, there weren't any follow-up measurements in place for the articles included in the study. How can you say that cool sculpting works long-term and doesn't have any negative side effects that just weren't seen because not enough time had passed?
Well, one case study done by Bernstein and colleagues in 2016 followed cool sculpting patients for 6 years. 6 whole years. Both of the men only exposed one part of their body to cool sculpting and had no treatment done on the other matching part. The researchers took photographs before treatment and multiple times afterwards, even up until 6 years post-procedure. The photographs showed less fat in the cool sculpting treated areas at all of the follow-ups.
Okay, so you have one case study with no causal implications that use photographs to measure fat content? That doesn't seem too convincing. Also, cool sculpting worked for all the patients in the study, all 2 of them. Also, they were both men. I thought this procedure was mostly done for women. Are you sure these results are about to be generalized to say that cool sculpting is really effective?
But wait, there's more. Another study done by Silva and colleagues in 2017 of 15 people also had similar results. All of the participants received cool sculpting treatment, and all of the participants said that they were satisfied with their results.
That's interesting. Did this study have a control group?
Well, no. But all of the participants were satisfied after their cool sculpting treatments, and you could be too. In fact, Eldioski and colleagues randomly assigned 60 participants to either ultrasound cavitation, cool sculpting, or a diet, and participants in the cool sculpting group lost more fat than the diet group.
That sounds great and all, but what about the health implications? I've read a little bit about those. Cool sculpting has been associated with erythema, edema, and bruising. Erythema is reddening of the skin. Edema is when fluid gets trapped in the body's cavities or tissues. Klein and colleagues found that some patients have reported erythema, edema, and bruising for as long as 30 days post-procedure. Although these findings seem to be rare, there hasn't been enough research on this to actually know if they are rare. I don't know about you, but fluid getting trapped in my body tissue does not sound like something I want.
I would take an edema and less fat any day. And I think most of our clients would agree. Men and women who have been struggling for years to get rid of stubborn fat can finally do so with this easy procedure.
I'm not sure that I have enough information to determine whether the benefits really outweigh the costs here.
Fine. Another study posted on the Cool Sculpting website done by Majadabi and Abazari showed that this fat freezing technique caused significant changes in the layer of skin closest to the surface by eliminating fat cells after being exposed to a 30-minute cool sculpting session. In this study, the temperature of the skin tissue exposed to cool sculpting decreased after being exposed for 30 minutes, and the results were found to be lasting over time.
Who is this study done on? Who are the participants?
Well, no one?
What do you mean the study was done on no one?
Well, this study was technically a simulation conducted through special software. It simulated how a sample of human body fat would react to cool sculpting.
Well, a simulation that is done well may provide evidence for effectiveness within an ideal lab setting. I do not think that this implies efficacy or application to the real world. Do you think you should really use this as proof that cool sculpting works with minimal side effects? The side effects couldn't have even been detected because the procedure wasn't actually done on anyone.
Speaking of side effects, cool sculpting has been associated with an increase in triglycerides after treatment. So consult with your doctor to make sure cool sculpting is the right treatment for you.
That statement makes it sound like there needs to be more research done to make sure cool sculpting isn't harmful to patients' health. But I think you all have a long road of research before you can truly analyze the pros and cons of this treatment. Speaking of health, have you tried this treatment on lots of different populations? It seems to me that you've only tried it on upper-class men and women.
Well, of course, cool sculpting has been done on children too. Researchers randomly assigned children to cool sculpting, laser lipolysis, or a control group, and they found that cool sculpting had a higher decrease in fat after the procedure.
Wait a second, you tried this on children? I don't think that's very ethical. We have no idea what the long-term implications are for this treatment yet. Was there even a lengthy follow-up?
No. Since there was a decrease in fat for cool sculpting patients, we don't need a follow-up. All we care about is getting rid of that stubborn fat. I can guarantee that you will be just as happy with cool sculpting as the people featured on our website.
Speaking of your website, you are tricking people into getting this procedure with your marketing strategies. Every patient on your website is frowning before the procedure and happy after the procedure. By doing this, you are telling the viewer that they too can be happy if they do cool sculpting.
Well, that is true. Our patients are happy and satisfied with their results. The procedure is even being offered by doctor's offices near you.
Why is it being offered in doctor's offices? From what we've discussed, there aren't any health benefits. I don't think losing some stubborn fat can make someone genuinely happy with their whole life. Also, the wording is extremely vague and misleading. Nowhere on the website do you provide clients with the average fat loss post-procedure, and you use doctors and unreliable research articles to boost your credibility. How are we supposed to know if the doctors in the commercials are actually experts on cool sculpting? I feel like I'm left with more questions than answers. What about possible fertility issues or other health complications that can arise from this procedure? I'm not even an expert on this subject, but the proven science and technology doesn't seem to be so proven. Cool sculpting is just one big marketing strategy.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, but even Kris Jenner was satisfied with her cool sculpting results.
But that's just another marketing strategy too. You're just using celebrities to persuade people to get this procedure, even though there are no known health benefits. In fact, haven't there been multiple reports of cool sculpting patients developing paradoxical apposite hyperplasia, a condition where fat pockets grow exactly where cool sculpting was targeted?
Well, yes, but that probably won't happen to you. Don't you want to lose fat? Don't you want to look like a celebrity?
Not really. I like being me. And after this conversation, I'm starting to realize that this stubborn fat I was dissatisfied with is completely normal. Maybe cool sculpting reps should start looking into ways to make their clients satisfied with the body they have instead of convincing people that they will only be happy if they are thin.